I contested national president twice, and
Wow.
many people see that they have lost. I didn't lose. I only didn't win, and they're two different things. So if you think you've lost, you're crazy. I didn't lose, but I didn't win. And the second time, after the announcement was made, I started moving around, jumping. And my friend that won the election, the day we met, about a month later in Ibadan, and we met with the wife. And when I started cracking all the jokes, and the wife said, "Are you sure this guy contested against you? Why is it?" I say, "That's the way life is." When you join JCI, there's a module we used to take then. I don't know if they still do it. They call it JCI admin. You know that 25 of you will join the organization. Only one will become the president. So you start going.
Wow.
So when one person becomes the president, everybody is learning. Each person is learning at different stages. So when two of us contest, you will have the experience of winning. I will have the experience of not winning. No, not losing. I didn't lose.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
experience of not winning. It's an experience, but you don't have it. I have it. Right?
Mm.
You have the experience of winning. I don't. So each of us have learned.
Wait, I would like to hear how it all started for you, your background. I believe that people's background play a role, the environment they grew up in play a role, the family that brought them up play a role in how far they go in life. So is this something you can speak to, sir, in a few minutes? How did you get started? Not in JCI now, but your family level.
Well, it's okay. Yeah, it's been a pretty, yeah, the journey played a crucial role. I'm the fifth born, so apparently there are four people ahead of me, and you need to look up to what they do. And so, to a very large extent, that played a part. My older brother studying architecture, the other one studying um, electrical engineering, and another one studied mechanical engineering. The lady studying medicine. And somehow at the
Wow.
early stage, I used to put doctor in front of my name because I wanted to be a medical doctor. And so, yeah, that's how the
Wow.
journey started. And along the line, my dad believed in private institutions. So for secondary education, many of them did not go to public school. They went to missionary school. So what he used to do was to look at which is the best around that time. As this one is one went to Anglican Girls Grammar School, even though we were Muslims, right? So another one went to Jebu Muslim College. So all you need to ask is at this period, which school seems to be the best around.
The
So we will
best.
send. So
Wow.
that kind of thing shaped what the foundation was, and it was not as if we were from a big home. It was struggling, but he just believed in the quality of
Wow.
education. So that's the basic foundation. If that works.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So when you say average home, to many of us that came from very struggling home, that we can't think of checking for the best schools around. We only check for the most affordable schools around. That's when we were growing up. Most affordable. So that's the criteria for choosing the school we'll go to. So I believe that's a good start. But will you say that 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 is the major determinant for where you are right now?
No, not quite. I'm a Muslim, and I'm a firm believer in the pathway that Allah has created for everybody. So
Hmm.
where you come from, there is a law of diffusion that we say you are likely going to, but it's not automatic. And sometimes
Hmm.
it works, and sometimes doesn't work. And I can say this:
Hmm.
it was not as if my dad was that comfortable. So now it's a mixture of I want the best. I can't afford the very best, so I'll go for the nearest. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will not say we all went to the best schools, but he would go to the most affordable, better school than the government school. So let me put it that way. So
Oh,
he couldn't afford the big ones, but he will try to say that even though I'm not able to put his kids where, for example, our when I went to CMS Grammar School, the first admission was Mayflower, and I spent a day.
hmm.
I can't even remember. So I'm suspecting, I was not told anyway. I'm suspecting that the man looked at the cost of taking this guy to Mayflower. He just said, "Bros, you're not going there. You better stay back in Lagos." So I went with this school. My siblings, my older siblings, all went to boarding school, but I didn't. So it's not impossible that it looked at his affordability and it felt, I can't sustain this. So, bros, come back home. And so,
Wow.
and as Muslim, I believe very strongly that your foundation can help, but hey, it's never. I mean, and we have a lot of evidences to show that where you come from, no matter how ragged or how rich, does not determine where you'll be tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I also see that all your siblings went to school, they studied, shall I say, in quotes, the major courses then. The major courses then were, medicine, engineering, and all. I studied mechanical engineering and all. But, things has shifted, culture has changed. Would you say that, I know education is very important, but when we look at the 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 new wave that is out there right now, what would you say? Would you say that studying courses like engineering, medicine is more important than studying courses like music, art? Because those are the things that we see these days. I want you to speak to that because you are into management consulting, and what you do is in that line. But some of us study mechanical engineering, we are doing social media. We don't even know how to open bonnets. All we do is online. So can you speak to that, sir?
So can I confirm that you study mechanical engineering? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I study
Yeah,
mechanical
okay.
engineering.
Well, you are tapping into my training mode. And I studied electrical engineering, by the way. And
Oh wow.
now, okay, just today I was having a conversation with some people and I recommended a book to them. And that book by Daniel Payne speaks about, you can note it,
Please
in
repeat it again, please.
the book by Daniel Pink, A Whole New World. That's the book. And so what I
A whole
was
new world. Wow.
A Whole New World. And now I'm going to speak to what you ask about the generational shift in terms of jobs and maybe courses in the
Yeah.
university. But just before I do that, I want to lay this foundation. So, A Whole New World, Daniel Payne, in that book, Daniel Payne paints a very good picture of which is close to what you have just asked. The brain is made in, well, in different sector of the brain. There is a front lobe, and there is the where you have the uh, where our fear and emotion and everything is, and you got the right side, and
Yeah.
so if people are develop amygdala, I'm
Yeah.
struggling to produce the word now. Amygdala is in the front where we have emotions and fears and all that, and on the right side of the brain is where you have creativity. No, sorry, analytical, what we called when you have a bunch and you want to break into pieces, that's analytics. That's where you find the logic. That's where you find the professors and the researchers,
Mhm.
people going to school and all that. They use the right side of the brain. They can think. Then the
Mm.
left side of the brain is where you've got the creative part. Okay, you've got
Mm.
the creativity, you've got the sports athletes, musicians, and content creators like yourself and all that. Yeah. So in that book, Daniel Payne picture that no one side of the brain is no longer domineering. In the past, the thinking is
Mm.
that if you're an analytical, if you're a professor, if you're a researcher, you're going to remain on that line. And if you're an
Mm.
artist, you're going to remain on that line. But now there is a convergence. You are not going to
Mm.
say, because I'm a creator, I'm not going to be analytical. And you're not going to say, because I'm a logic reasoner, I'm not going to be creative. So now it's a fusion of both. So that informs what the kind of jobs that people would want to have and the course they will have to study at the university, because the requirements
Yeah.
today is totally different from the requirement back in the days. So
Different. Yeah.
you are not going to look at Temi as a content creator. You're going to look at Temi as someone that is meeting a need. So at every point in time, every one of us, we must meet a need. So when you study mechanical
Mm,
engineering, you start doing medicine, the question is, what was the need of the people at that time? So
mm,
today, before you select a course, you want to check, is there a need? Do I
mm,
have what it takes to solve that problem, to provide a solution? What is the vehicle I can use to solve that problem? So the vehicle can be
mm,
go and study software engineering, go and study medicine, because the
mm.
objective is not about the course you're studying, but about
But the
solving a need.
need, yeah.
In the
So
past, it
yeah,
was not like that. In the past, it was just like finish your school, write jump to the university, graduate, and go and find a job. We're not
yeah.
solving a need. So the thinking has changed. It's no longer about the right side of the brain versus the left side. It's about you finding a need and solving it. If working in a paid employment will help you to solve the need, great. If creating
Okay.
job for yourself will help you solve a problem in the society, great. So that is the way I would like to approach it. Apologies for
Awesome.
taking
Awesome.
so long.
Thank you
I
for
don't. I
that.
hope it makes sense to you.
It's fine. Yes, it does. It does. That um explanation makes a whole lot of sense, and I believe so because I somebody said something that I took. He said every business now, there's a way he puts it. Every business is creating or is solving a problem. You are not in business until you are solving a problem. And sometimes it takes you to create content to solve a problem. Then he went on to say that even churches, organizations, they are solving a problem. Once they are not solving a problem, they cease to exist as what they call themselves.
Great.
And you really spoke to that. You spoke to that. So no matter the business, no matter the company, no matter the non-governmental organization or whatsoever, if it's not solving a problem, then the essence has, has been has eroded, so to say. Thank you so much for that. I just wanted that background. Thank you. So I will move into JCI. I have other questions I would ask around that, so I will come back to that. I want to know how you joined JCI. What led you to JCI? I've heard several stories, but I know yours will be unique.
Why do you think to be unique? JC, oof. There's a lot of intertwined stories, and
Okay.
because I'm not anyway, maybe as time goes on, you understand why I'm not the type that speak about myself, and I don't like that. I told you yesterday that I like to be in the
Yeah.
background. I don't like to be in the forefront. I spent better part of my life in JC as a trainer, so most of the time I'm in front of the people, trying to mold people. So it's not,
Mm,
and the last thing I want to do is to get into a class and I'm talking about myself. So I speak very little about myself. So what we are doing right now
mm.
is one of the very, if not one of the, is the very first time that I'll be speaking about myself in my JCI career. I don't do it. I avoid it. Okay.
Wow.
So yes, you tried. I don't know whatever happened. Maybe because I saw you mentioned BC's name, and maybe that was what there. So maybe that was the reason why I, with due respect, it's not that I don't like anybody, but I just look at it that I've done my part, and I need to
Mm,
allow you guys to do yours. Okay, how did it start? It's a little bit intertwined. Number one of my older brother was a treasurer in JCI in his university, in his higher institution, in Yabatek to be precise, when he was in school. And
wow.
I was in secondary school then. So I had JCI for the first time. He was treasurer in
Wow.
JCI Yabatek. So it's somewhere in my brain. Okay. So when I got to an institution, I followed a friend to join Rotaract Club. And so I say I followed a friend because I didn't know what Rotaract Club was. So I followed a friend and we joined Rotaract Club. And Yeah, like play, we went. And Rotary Club, unlike JCI, when you have, uh, once you are between the 18 and 30, you can be in the institution and you can be in the city. So I moved away from the institution just after 2 years. I
Mm,
joined the Rotary Club in the city. And that was a quantum leap
mhm.
in terms of development because now here was the only student amongst established people working in the bank. And I can say this at that time, as a student, some of them will come and give me some pocket money, because they're all
Wow.
working, they were bankers. So that was, I knew Rotaract and I went all the way to the top in Rotaract. I went very, very deep.
Wow.
I was secretary a couple of times. I was very, very active. And so
Mm,
along the line, we now in my Rotary Club of Anifo Shikeja, we had the second time I had of JC. That was in 94 or 95 or thereabout. There was a friend of one of us who was a JCI member.
mm,
And he used to come to our meetings at Rotary Club. And there was another person who was a Leo member. So
mhm,
we will leave Rotaract meetings, Rotaract functions, we will attend JCI program. And when we leave JCI program, we go to Leo program. So when we get there, we introduce ourselves as Leo JC Ractor, right? So because we now combine the three, so we tell ourselves that, so when it's your turn to introduce yourself and you say, well, I'm Leo JC Ractor, Tola Sogbesan. I mean, saying that, well, I'm a Rotaract, but because we're in Leo, so we're part of you. And when you're in JC, so that's the second time I heard of JC. Okay. So it's there in the memory. But
mhm,
the service, the mentality of service is there.
mm,
And in 92, I attended a program by Rotary called RYLA, RYLA, Rotary Youth Leadership Award. So I was introduced
okay.
to leadership in Rotary in
Mm,
1992. And we're about 120 at the C school in Apapa. We spent 1 week, and I was one of the five selected best leader, right? So that's an
mm,
introduction to leadership. So imagine it's in my brain again, right? So I want you to be
yeah.
stacking numbers. So it's
Yeah.
pretty difficult for me to say this is how I joined JC. So it was stacking up. Now, fast forward, three different events, three funny events. I joined
Yeah.
Rotary after, once you clock 30, you leave Rotary. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're supposed to join Rotary. Now,
Okay. Yeah.
remember, I did say I was a student when I joined the City Rotary Club. And so
Mhm,
those people around me were much older than me. So when they are clocking
mm,
30, they moved to Rotary. I was 25 or 26. I
yeah.
couldn't fit in with my mates in Rotary. So I joined them to move to Rotary. So I joined Rotary at a very young age.
Before 30.
Yes, I joined Rotary at a very young age, at 26 or
Wow.
there. Now, fast forward again, I I served in Abuja,
Mhm,
and three different events now happened. Number one, I was serving in Central Bank, and there is a very good friend of mine who, no, I didn't serve in Central Bank. I was working as a contractor in Central Bank, but he was serving in Central Bank. He's one of the leaders of JCI ASO. He's a past president. His name is Gabriel Shotowa,
mhm,
Oladapo. You know him?
mm. I
Uh,
don't, but
oh,
I've
okay.
marked the name.
All right. So if you mention to BC will tell you because he's very active. I'm
Okay.
not very active anymore. So he was a very strong JSI member in UI. Very, very strong
Oh,
and
wow.
active member. So when we met in Central Bank, now this is the second stage. So I'll tell you about the first stage. So I went to Rotary Club in Abuja. Now remember,
Mhm,
in Lagos, where Lagos is more active than Abuja and the north, and at that time, Abuja was a little bit dull, if I can
mhm,
use the word, was not bubbling, So the music we listen to in Lagos, people will hear it in Abuja, but a month later or something like that. So I
Okay.
attended Rotary meeting and it was very boring. Very boring. It's not like the one we used to have in Lagos. So incidentally, I have a friend who now took me to somebody's house. That
Okay.
person, everybody knows him, is the leader, father of JCI Nigeria today. We got to his house. On this door was a big banner of JCI. I
Okay.
remember I told you there are some I know about JC in Lagos, my brother, and when we call ourselves Leo JC Writers, so I saw the banner. I said, I've seen this thing before. JC, what is it? It was ringing bell. So we got to the
Mm,
house, we got talking. I'll tell you the name of the person. We got talking,
good.
and I say, I saw something at the bar. What it say JC's? What is JC's? So that I said, I know it. He now say you have to join. I said, no, I can't. I'm a rotoractor. I'm a hotel. It's far more popular, more meaningful than JC.
Eh?
JC, who
Oh,
knows you?
wow.
And he said to me, no, you are not going to join. You are going to stop. You come to JC. I said, I can't. Because the
Mm,
thinking then was that Rotaract was more popular, more meaningful than
mhm.
JC. No, I don't want to do that. And he said, you are going to join us. Anyway, long story short, that event, that argument went on between the two of us.
Mhm.
And I was meeting for the first time. It was
Wow.
my friend's uncle. It became my very good uncle now. We're 5 and 6.
Wow.
His name is Senator J.W. Oshoaga, if you know the name. If you've heard of the name J.W. Oshoaga, he turned
Yes,
70.
I have.
Okay, so he's the
Oh,
father
wow.
of this
Is he also the IB fire keys?
Bishop Fire Case is different. That's IBI. That guy riding bike across Europe now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
That's
talking to him
Bishop.
earlier today.
That's Bishop Ekun,
Yeah,
national president of
yeah.
JCI in 1990. GW
Yes.
Shoaga founded ASO. And so we had that argument in his house.
Awesome.
I said to him, I'm not joining you guys. You are lower than this. I'm a Rotary. And he said, look at you.
Rotary.
You join us. So we left. That was my first event in Abuja. Now,
Mhm.
back in Central Bank, Shotonwa now said, you met somebody talk about JC. I said, yes, the man was telling me. So I was a JC. So we now go, oh, really? You? He now said they meet. Okay, I told him Shuaga told me they met in Sheraton. He now said, we must
Mm,
go. Let's go now. I said, they are low. I don't know what they will be doing. So he forced me to go there. So I went. There was no
mhm.
meeting. And we went
Wow.
another time. There was no meeting. But eventually we went to one that there was meeting. And at the end, that was the beginning of the journey. So I attended, and you
Mhm.
remember I told you in 1992, I attended Rotary Youth Leadership Award.
Yeah.
And so when I got to JC, they said they do leadership. So that's the connection. And I said, well, if you guys do leadership and you do trading, excuse me, I would like to join. Let me just attend. Remember again, I attended Rotary meeting. It was boring. So the
Mhm.
only way I can do. So that's how I joined. Then JCI Abuja Metro. Then we have
Okay.
not founded JCI ASO. So that's how Shoaga influenced and forced me to. I must mention another friend, Collins. Oladapo was president in ASO in 2007 or 8, I can't remember. Collins was president in 2005. So Collins was a JC in the school too. And we did
Mm,
postgraduate, did PGD together in 2000 or thereabouts. And he too spoke about JC. So I've been surrounded. I've been hoodwinked by starting from GW
see.
Shooter, Shutowa and
Yeah.
Gabriel and Collins, all of them surrounding me,
Wow.
so I have no escape. So so even though I've been running away, I
Wow.
have time to join Jesse. So that was the
Wow.
story.
Awesome. 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 You see, like I said, it's very unique, and I've never heard this story mix before. But some things stood out for me, which I wanted to speak to, because most of us are just coming up. For example, I joined JCI just last year, and
Oh,
I've
really?
had a very fast journey. I've met people, interviewed a number of people, had conversation with people around because what I wanted was very clear to me. However, we are not still, there's still some things that are not clear to us. You joined Rotary. Nobody forced you to join Rotary. You joined, you liked it. When I was in school, I never wanted to join any association. We were trained, we were taught that go to school, read your books, get out of school, because associations will corrupt you. There's no mindset of mingling with people, having belonging to a body of people. The only association we knew then was cultists. That was the only thing we knew then. So we go to school, go to fellowship, get out of school, look for a job. So what prompted you to have that mindset of joining an association, belonging to a set of people? And I also want you to speak to what it did for you in terms of success where you are today.
Okay, two things. Number one, the environment has changed, right? So cultism is very rampant now. There used to be cultism then, okay, but now it's very, very rampant. Unfortunately, when we complain, when you say you are one not to join um, organizations, quote and unquote, is a failure of the good organization on campus. If the
Mm,
good organization on campus are very profound, you want to join them. You want to belong to the school. For those that attended UI, when you join a UI, you want to join Havana. It used to be a very popular club in UI. So even if you're not in UI, I didn't go to UI, but we heard of the school, we heard of the club. Yabatek used to have Detum. The two of them shared one thing in common. Kingston they used to play for them at their annual event. So you now
oh,
imagine if Sonny Ade is playing for two clubs in the university and polytechnic, then I would like to join that club. So they spoke about their culture. In my religion as a Muslim, um, to define what you are as a Muslim is when you live according to the Quran. Let people, you don't tell people that I'm a Muslim. Let people see the Quran in you. You reflect the book. God says, do
mm,
this. People see you doing it. You are not saying, Timmy, God says I should talk to you. But I'm just talking to
mm,
you. So when I'm talking to you, then you know that's what God says. So you may not be able to do it 100%, but you're always striving to ensure that you are doing that. So in the same
mm,
way, if you want to show people that this is what JCI is about, this is what Rotary is all about, it is not me telling people, it is me living that life. And Timmy will look at me that why is Tola different? Or is it because a member of JCI? Then I want to join that organization. So to some extent, if we have challenges on the campus, it means Rotary, Rotarite, ISEC, whatever, they are failing in making people see the true representation. Because if that exists, people will not want to join cultism. They will come to this organization. But I'll tell you one of the reasons why it's that. Because you've asked me, if I understand your question well, the question is, what was the motivation? Remember, I did say
yeah,
that
I think I should come. I think I should mention this, sir. So I think the problem then was the mindset we had. All we wanted to do was to go to school, have good grades, and get out. So we feel that any other club organization will distract us from being focused. So I believe there is a mindset and there's something in you that allow you to easily join. We were just on. I didn't hear about JCI when I was in school. Perhaps I knew about an actors or that, but I just felt they would distract me. I just want to pass and get out.
Okay, so number one, there is nothing different for what you had and what we had. What we're told is go to school, pass well, and go. So that's normal. That's what most parents would do, especially in
Mm,
Southwest. Without denigrating other region, Southwest used to put a lot of emphasis on education, academic education, or vocational education, or trading. That's in Southwest say that if you don't have academic education, if you don't have vocational education, if you don't have trading, then you're going to be a thief. You're going to be an armed robber. That's a common thing we had at that time. So what we had
mm,
was the same thing that you've had. Yes, go to school, do well. However, maybe we can say some of us are rebellion. We were told to do that. We're not encouraged to go and join any association. But you go to campus and I say, hey, I understand that when you go there, they will serve drinks. There'll be some babes. You can see some
All right, now I get. Now I
because
get.
and so when the friend came around and said, hey, let's go to one organization where let's go somewhere, let's go attend a meeting, they'll send you mineral. You see some fine girls. I say, let's give it a go. It doesn't mean we're not going to study well anyway, but it's so that open mindset it was one of the motivating factors. But it doesn't mean that we're not doing the same thing you were told. And some of us will leave the campus and go outside. They were told the same thing to focus on their studies. Some of us will stay in the fellowship all through because they've told them that. And some will join the student union. They were not sent to the school to go and join student union. Some will join cultism. So it was very clear. This is good. This is bad. Cultism, bad influence. Join Rotary. Join Rotaract. I'll pick this. I'll not pick the other one. So when you now talk about success today, I find it very difficult when I define success because it is very relative. Somebody scores a C and say, "Oh, I tried." Somebody scores a B and the person is crying, "Oh, what the hell? I have a B. I should have had an A." The person that said, "I tried with C," is saying success. So success is defined differently by different people. But to me, there is a link to contentment. So I don't see success as most people see it. I don't see success as because you are in a position of this. No, not me. The way I see success is contentment, and it's shaped mostly by my experience in, or let me say, my um, my religion belief, my religious belief. Okay, it shapes the way I think. So I don't even know if I'm successful. I'm not successful, but I'm content with where I am. I'm okay with what I am. If I want to try something else tomorrow, I'll try it. But as I am right now, I'm happy. So I'm not bothered whether it's defined. So is there a nexus between that mindset I join organization on now? Maybe, maybe not. But I am shaped by my strong belief in my faith.
Yeah, awesome. So when you mentioned contentment, now I'm concerned. Now raise my concern. When you start thinking of helping other people, being part of people's life, molding the next generation, there's a level of, like say, maybe resources, maybe a level of success that would enable you to do beyond yourself. So how do you now long for much more so that your overflow can spill on the next generation?
Now, I understand what you're doing. Now, firstly, I'll say this, you just joined last year. One of the mistakes we
Yes.
make when we're recruiting members to join JCI is that we don't always tell them that it is capital intensive. JCI
Yes.
requires, you need to be capital ready when you want to join the organization. However, JCI gives you another opportunity as well. I share this. There was a national convention we were supposed to attend in Port Harcourt from Abuja, and Shuaga GW just said, "Hey, are we just going to attend the event without making anything?" JCI teaches you to fund your travel with ideas. You must think out of the box. What we found was common is most young people will come and meet you and say, "Pay me for this, sorry, fund my travel, sponsor me." What we learned was create something. And what did you guys say that let's buy some quality t-shirt, put JCI, different branding, take the computer and the design that you can do digital imaging, take it with you. Let's take it to Port Harcourt. When people come around, they see the sample, we sell it for 1,000 naira. Total cost maybe 600 naira. The difference was 400. If we sell 10, that is 4,000. you probably would have made your money for travel. So that is how people were encouraged to be funding their journey, not asking people for how to earn. However, some are privileged. And I'll say this, I was privileged because where I worked when I was very active in JC, I worked in a multinational that had offices in Lagos, Abuja, and that helped because all I need to do is to tell my office in Lagos, I'm coming to Lagos, and they give me a driver, takes me to to Abuja, sorry, to Abeokuta or Ibadan, So I'm funded by my office indirectly. They are not aware anyway. I'll just say I'm going for official assignment. And so I'm in Abuja as well. I'm going to Kaduna, I'm going to Kano. I'm going with my official vehicle, with my driver, I move around. So I was privileged. And,
Mm,
and I use those resources to support JCI in the best I can. And so when I'm molding people, the best resource I've got is my brain and my experience. And that was why I took Leadership Academy for you know about GCI and Nigeria Leadership Academy, right? Um,
yes, I do.
I think I took for about 6 or 7. Like, the first time I took was in 2006. Myself and Jesse sent to Canada. We went to Ghana to take that. And after that, I took for about 7, 8 years until I felt I have produced enough people under 40 that are supposed to. So I walked away. I told them, I'm retiring. Let younger people do it because the organization is. And I've trained a couple of guys that I felt, oh, Timmy is here. So what I did every year, I'll bring new set of people, young people. I'm the faculty head. I'll bring Timmy. I'll bring Tola. So we do it together. I'll check. Oh,
Wow.
Timmy is not up to it yet. So the following year, I will not bring Timmy. I'll bring another person. So when
Mm,
I was leaving, I felt I have about 4 people that were as good as I was. So then why should I keep on doing it? They can continue. And I've got those names. Pretty good people. They and no 2 people can be the same anyway, but they were very good.
yeah.
At that point, I left the stage and I asked them to continue. So that's
Wow.
how we do the from there.
So you speak very differently. In norm, I always have plenty questions to ask. I lean on proclivity, pick from what you said before, flow, but you throw me off balance, and sometimes I don't know the next question to ask. I feel that I want you to give me the mindset that has helped you. I want to know what are what are the mindset that you live on that helps you to see things differently. Do you
Am I
have
sitting
anything like that?
differently? Do I sit it
Yes,
differently?
yes, you do. You are not saying the things I expected you to say. There are some questions I ask, I know what to get. So what I just do is to go deeper for them to give me their own flavor of it. That would have to, okay, oh, I've not heard it this way before. I learned this. How do you process? What are the mindset that supports your ideology?
I think firstly I need to I'm the fifth born, maybe. So I have older ones. So I probably I don't know, maybe I've picked 1 or 2 things from my older ones. It's possible. Yeah. And number two, I'm I'm not a conformist.
Mm,
So when everybody goes to the right, I may want to go to the left, not because I have any reason, but I just want to go to the left. But I do it stately, not very. I don't quarrel. I don't like to quarrel. I like to. My watchword is contentment and gratitude. So I'm grateful every day. Very comfortable. I have a dime in my pocket, or I don't have. I'm happy. I'm excited. So the
wow.
watchword, and this I've passed to my kids. They know contentment. I'm glad wherever I am. If I have more, alhamdulillah, I thank God. If I have less, alhamdulillah. If I want to get something, and I'll tell you this, and that's one of the things most people fail to see. I contested national president twice, and
Wow.
many people see that they have lost. I didn't lose. I only didn't win. And they are two different things. So if you think you've lost, you're crazy. I didn't lose, but I didn't win. and somebody won. Somebody
Why
must
why
win.
did you why did you contest for national president?
Because I felt I've got a lot of qualities I could help. You remember I talked about solving a problem, and I felt that there was a need to solve a problem, and a lot of people felt there's a need to solve a problem, and they said they wanted me to contest. I said, okay, why not? I'll give it a try. I'm never the type that want to contest for anything. Never. I'm never ever interested in contesting. Up till now, I don't like to contest. But you see, some of us are blessed with some problems. It's a problem, but we are blessed with it. Whenever I find myself without me showing interest, there'll be people that will push you that you are a leader. Now, I don't ever, I've only contested for that I did on my own, no election I've ever done. Never. When I was made secretary in my estate, I was actually in Europe. And the day I came back was the day of election. And people say they've collected the form, you've made the secretary. So when that happens, all I need to do is to just try my best to deliver. And to the glory of God, since I left, they keep saying that, oh, there's nobody like him. So that time, with due respect, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that even though I don't want to contest, but I'll try to do my best to deliver. So when I ran, the first time I was asked to step down because there's a lot of calculations, and I removed my shirt in the hall and I went, hey guys, I'm not contesting again. I'll contest next year. And the whole hall went berserk. Everybody said, no, you must contest. And I started jumping around. Hey. And
Wow.
one of my friends, president of LMJC, came and jacked me. Why should you step down? No, we believe. I said, come on, life goes on. And the second
Yeah.
time, after the announcement was made, I started moving around, jumping. And my friend that won the election, the day we met, about a month later in Ibadan, and we met with the wife. And when I started cracking all the jokes, and the wife said, are you sure this guy contested against you? Why is it? I say, that's the way life is. When you join JCI, there's a module we used to take then. I don't know if they still do it. They call it JCI admin. You know that 25 of you will join the organization. Only one will become the president. So you start
Oh
going.
wow.
So when one person becomes the president, everybody is learning. Each person is learning at different stages. So when two of us contest, you will have the experience of winning. I will have the experience of not winning. No, not
Okay.
losing. I didn't lose, but
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
experience of not winning. It's an experience, but you don't have it. I have it, right?
Mm.
You have the experience of winning. I don't. So each of us have learned. You understand? So that mentality of contentment, gratitude to God. Every day I wake up, good things, bad things, but I don't see the bad things. I see the good things.
Mm.
I say,
Mm.
Alhamdulillah, I thank God, and I move on. So that thinking affects everything I do in life.
Everything. Yeah. True. True. True.
Does that answer
Wow,
your
I get
question?
that. Yeah. Yeah. Very well. Very well. Wow. Awesome. So let's go into what you do. Management consulting.
I will
What
not
was
wrapping
it
up
about?
soon. Call, le- le- people say consultants our job is to come into your organization, scatter it, and you call us to come and reassemble it. That's the way
Wow.
to describe consultant. But I lecture at the university, I train corporate clients, and yeah, I think that's what I do. What we try to do is business process improvement. We see what you do, and we say, what if you do this and this, it could be better. And that's it. So that's all about consulting. You do things well, you are very good. So if you're good, we try to move it to being better. And if you are when we come in, you are better, we try to move it to being best. And if you are best already, we want it to be exceptional. So at every point in time, there's always a room to be better than where you were before. And that's just what we try to
Wow.
do. And we do that by sitting down with you or by training your staff, or these days I lecture at the university, so I teach students.
Um, so I want to know because I'm going somewhere with this question. How do people get to trust your level of knowledge to help them move from point A to point B?
Two things. How do you get to come and interview me?
Somebody referred you, or somebody recommended you rather.
That's the first thing.
Okay.
Your antecedents can speak for you. That's how people can ask, they can trust your knowledge. Oh, you've delivered here, you've delivered to another company, we've seen your references, you've said, so that is number one. Okay. The second one, and this is very, very, I have to be very careful because Nigerians are very religious. So uh, the second one is grace. When you are blessed, opportunities will come your way, not necessarily because you are exceptional, but because you are blessed. It's grace. The first one is your own hard work. That's why people can recommend you. You've delivered. You've done it to some people before. For some people before, they can see the result. You can see that you've done this. You've done. So that is your own preparation, your own effort. So you put in the best. You study. I read a lot. I've been reading for so long. So if you ask me to come into a class to teach any class today, I don't need to read. I've read a lot of stuff in the past that are still helping me. So that is based on your preparation and contribution. The second one is grace, is pure blessing. When God blesses you, things come your way. And now another thing is
Wow.
for you to recognize that you are blessed.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we think we are good. So you rely on yourself. So you need to appreciate that God, alhamdulillah, thank you, I'm blessed. This is not by my own strength alone. I put in my effort, but
Yeah.
I'm blessed. At the same time, don't rely on grace without putting in your effort because you never know if you're going to be getting that grace because you may not have that grace. So put
Mm.
in your effort, and if there is blessing on top of it, that's it. So that's what will lead
So
to people.
some of us,
Yeah.
well, some of us, I play in digital world, digital marketing, business development strategy. I believe in grace, but the first one, you've done good job, people refer you, very good. So how is it that you can't pull for jobs that you were not recommended for? So that is where
Oh,
we now feel, oh, we don't believe in referral alone. There is something we need to do. 1, 2, 3, we plot. Once we plot the graph, we can be sure that jobs will come.
okay. So you are now talking about job prospecting. You are looking for consultation without you paying for it. That's what you are trying to do. Okay. There's in your digital skills, there's what is called design thinking. In design thinking, there are 5 steps. The first is empathy.
Mhm.
So empathy is surrounded. The concept about empathy, you know what empathy is, right? Empathy
Yes,
to walk in the
yes,
shoes
I
of
do.
other people. So in this
Other
case, you are
people.
talking about the customers. So you have, excuse me, consumer centricism, thinking about the customer. So, and it cuts
Mm,
across all businesses. So you have empathy. So what are customers going through? You are in digital marketing. What are people? What do they want to hear? What's their pain point? Then from there, you move to define. You define those pain points. What are the pain points of the people? So I'm a trainer. I sell oranges. I develop software. Whatever you do, move from empathy. Empathy is understanding what the customers are going through. Define what that problem is. Then you move to ideation. Idea, that's the third stage. Develop ideas. Okay, what are the things that they are going through? Let me solve them. You come with
mm,
a millions of ideas. The more you have, the more you are likely to move to the next stage. And that next stage is prototype. Prototyping is what you call proposal somehow. So if you are designing like a software development or you are constructing, then you have something to show to people like, hey, I've designed this. But if you are not developing such, then you have a proposal. And what is proposal? I have considered what your problems are, and I have this knowledge. I can help you. Now, when you are done with that, you move to testing to validate it. How do I validate it? Until you give me the job to do. If you don't give me the contract, I can validate it. So you give me, so you move to testing. In some cases, if you go to the laboratory, you test this phone, you test your laptop, that is testing. But in unsolicited proposition, I'm giving you, I've considered what your pain points are. I have thought of these ideas and I've gotten this
Yeah.
prototype. I think this is what will help you. Consider me, give me the job. So if you apply that to Pareto rule in JCI, when I was contesting for the second IG, before there used to be training leader in JCI, and you get to
Okay.
the highest was ITF, International Training Fellow. We're four in Nigeria before they scrapped it. We're just four. Myself,
Wow.
Kala, Franca Ibuzo, and Kola Oshinawa. Four of us go to that highest level. But before I got to that highest level, the IG, International Graduate, Pareto rule is what I train to give me that level. Now, in Pareto rule, everything is 80-20, 80-20, 80-20. So if you want to get 20 customers, send proposal to 100 people. 80 will turn you down, 20 will give you. So to get, apart from referral, do cold calling with your proposal, following those five design thinking I've talked about. You're going to, I'll send you
Wow.
my
Oh, you send me?
my invoice so that I can pay for the consultation.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. All right, so I'm looking at time. I know we have shot beyond 2 p.m.
My time,
But
yeah.
yeah, so
But
I want to. I have.
I can give you
Okay.
extra if you want. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for that. So I want to ask. I believe you have the heart to help people, to help young people like us. What do you look for in people before you can draw them closer? I'm not talking about monetary now. Your wealth of knowledge can go a long way to help you. What do you look for in people before you can say, oh, let me draw this person closer, is going somewhere?
The truth is, um, is the other way around. I don't push people
Okay.
away. So people come, I don't push. I think I'll put it that way.
Mm.
I don't select. So I I am with as much as many as come close to me. So I don't push anybody away. But I don't go all out to say I want this person, I want that person. So you're an example. You came in yesterday and here we are. So that's where I am.
So I have an issue with that because there's only how many people you can give your attention to. You have family, you have your business, you have friends, you have, and there are people that do not respect time. You still have to select. There has to be something used to filter them. This one is not serious. This one is serious.
No, I don't filter to be honest. I don't.
Wow.
The thing is, people will fizzle out over time. I mean, when we have tasks, oh,
Mm.
can you do this? Technically, some people will fizzle out. Some will say, oh, that man is like this, is like that. So they have their own reason they'll be fizzling out. Some will stick. I've got somebody long ago, somebody called me, I want to have an attachment. At least I can say today that I've seen about five, six, seven people that have passed through my office in Lagos and Abuja, JC that I don't know. They just call me.
Wow.
One want to do IT. It's a local president. Incidentally, many of them became local president. I don't know whether there's a nexus in the way we relate that they now that impacted on them. I don't know. But so one stayed with me for 2, 3 years in my house
Wow.
without. So it's a function of, and in my office, there was one that we were together in the office, in my second office. Then I was in paid job and I had a second office. And I go to the office and I found people filled, even in my seat, somebody was there. I say, okay, you guys can sit. And we all flew together. I don't know them.
Wow.
So I don't select, but over time, people will fizzle out, either not liking my style or whatever. So gradually, people will just be moving, and it's normal. But I don't select. In fairness, I don't. Of course, I will like some. Well, now it's natural. I would prefer. Oh, I like the way this one does, but I don't select. I don't push people away.
Wow. Awesome. So I want to ask perhaps the last question. I believe right now you probably be thinking of building legacy. There's a question I'm supposed to ask, but it's doing me like I should skip it. I want to ask,
Be free.
why are you not using social media? And the reason I'm asking is because at your level, you've trained several people. We live in a digital age, and the way to back in, let's say, 100 years ago, if somebody showed you what you did yesterday, the only way people respond to that is worship because it has never happened before. How can you capture my past? But right now, we have tools, platform that helps you keep your work for the next generation for more impact and more people can look at what you have done and say, I can. And that's why we are recording this because somebody can stumble on it and say, 5 years ago, I watched your interview with so person and it changed my life. So why
Really.
are you not using social media?
I think this question, somebody that asked me, not somebody, a couple of people that asked me at different times, why? What is social media meant for? In my opinion, I don't have the brain to, I'm not intelligent enough to make a living on social media, just like what you're doing. I don't have the brain. You've got the brain. And so
Really?
I felt, why should I spend my time watching what other people are doing? I mean, it's a waste of time to me to say I'm on Instagram, I'm watching this and I'm watching that, I'm on Facebook. If I don't have the brain to put what people will watch, why should I be watching others? It's not that I'm not supposed to watch, but I just feel that I don't need to waste time on social media. Studies have shown that it's one of the reasons why most students fail these days because people spend too much unproductive hours on social media. One of the trainings we used to give them, I've not done it for a very long time, is productivity. In determining your productivity, they ask you to spend how you spend your 24 hours. You wake up at 4 or 5. What did you do? 10 minutes to pray, 30 minutes to do this. If you write 24 hours, you realize that about two-thirds of the hours are wasted. So
Hmm.
the hours you have must be productive. So what do you use it for? Spending on social media just to laugh. Many of you guys having content these days is to make people laugh. When you watch kids, TikTok is to make people laugh. In developed economies, you find DIY, do it yourself. How do you make content video? How do you do this? Academic, enlightening, knowledge seeking. But in our own case, is people want to laugh, 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 laugh. So for a very long time, I just told myself that if I don't have the brain to produce content for people that can pay me, then why do I waste my time? And that's it.
Hmm.
But for somebody like you don't have a choice. You have to be on social media because you've got the brain. You are productive, so you don't have a choice. You have to be on social media.
So I would let it. I would leave it here, sir,
No, but
because
no,
I'm
you're not
actually not.
satisfied. You're not satisfied.
No. I just want to put a cap on it because I'm actually not producing on this series, JCI journey. I'm not producing any content. You are the one producing the content. So everything we had going on for the last 50 something minutes, you produced it. And your
Oh, really?
story, I believe, will change life. all the trainings you've done over the years, they are content that can bless people and change people's life. But it's I just feel that I am an advocate of people putting their works out there. The major reason is for legacy's sake.
I can give you the assignment. You can come up with another one. Yes, if you think you're ready, you can set up another. You can call it another product line, and I can take you through that. We can be having training. I can be doing it for you. I'm not charging anything. You put it. You can select topic, and you want me to speak on it. So you can. I can give you a line of business already on that. So we can be creating that content. If you think that's what we just agree on the dates, we have a topic, and we talk about it. Or if you want to dig past trainings I've done, you can. Or if you want new set, why not? So go and think about that.
I'm interested. When I see people at your level, I just feel that there's so much and there's so much you have inside of you.
Nah, I'm still learning. I'm a learner.
Yeah, but people like us, we are, our head is just we know a lot on internet, things that are happening around us, but there are deep secrets. There are things that have brought you to where you are simple stuff, but so profound in the way you explain it that we can latch on and it just speed us up. We can close that gap instead of waiting for years, trying so many things. The wisdom can just help us push. I just so
yeah, put
I
it
would
together.
probably reach
Let me
out.
know. Let me know what you want. I can give you that. We can do that at my spare time. If once I put it in my calendar that on these days and days you want us to talk about this, we can work that out.
All right, sir. All right. I would stop here. I just want to ask that what is there something you would want to do, perhaps maybe later in your years, something that is close to your heart that you want to, establish, like legacy, something you want to fall back on later in life? Is there anything like that in your mind?
The best legacy is the training I'm giving to people, and that's it. So it's all. It's so when people leave it, anybody that have come in contact with me, my prayer every time is for me to have positive impact on people. And if I've had negative impact on people, I pray to God to forgive me and for them to forgive me. So I'm using this medium to say if I had anything done wrong to people, please forgive me. It's not something as human, you step on toes deliberately or no, sorry, never deliberately. I can never deliberately step on people's toes, but unknown to myself, you think you are doing the right thing and you are stepping on people's toes. So the best legacy I want is letting people learn to be productive and to be content in life. Be content, be productive, and have gratitude every single day. Be happy. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. By the way, have you written any books, sir?
I've
You
started
authored
twice
anything?
and I failed. Have not. And I was hoping maybe I would do, but I'm not thinking I'm going to do it. I
So
can't even
I
find
want
this.
to put a challenge. I want to put a challenge to you on this
Not a
on this
challenge.
podcast.
Yeah, that challenge I will fail it because I'm not. I'm too lazy to do that. Although I have bits that maybe one day the way you are able to corner me, if somebody corners me that and is ready to guide, I may be able to do that. And I can write a book because I met someone that says, just give me 30 minutes, just keep talking. I can convert it to a book. If I have somebody like that, then I'll be able to do that. Then we spend 1 hour, like twice. I'll talk and talk and talk. You transcribe it to a book, then that's the best way I can do it. If I think I'm going to write, because initially I wanted to write before I've started. I have the topic 3, but I can't remember them. I don't know even where I stored them. But yeah, that's it. I wish
So
to do it.
two,
If
two things, two things I would reach out to you on. The first one and about this book. I
oh
would want to be part of that journey of you writing a book. At least even
yeah,
if it's just one,
if you have the way to get it done, yes, bring it on. We get it done. I
not a
I need
problem.
to
Not a
push.
problem.
I'm too lazy to do that.
Thank you so much, JCI and Tola. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the best series
No.
session I've had.
You're
No,
still
I
going to
must say
get
that.
better ones. You're still going to get better ones. I
So
promise you.
far, so far, so far. your level
From
of delivery is.
the function of perspective.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, I will leave
Thank
you
you
here.
so
Thank
much.
you so
I
much.
appreciate it.
I
Have
really
a good day.
appreciate it. All right,
Thank
take
you.
care.
Yeah.